Well, if you love violence, the people who are experts at it, once again, you come to the right place. You're hanging out with Erik Apple, and man, this guy puts a big smile on my face. Kendall Grove, welcome to the fight, guys.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Glad to be here. And sorry, I flaked on the last time. I totally forgot. But I'm here now. So.
Well, you got a time difference. Plus, it was the week of the supposed tsunami that was coming. Were you guys panicked a little bit? Even a little?
A little? No. I was a little panicked. That was the first time I heard the sirens go off since Hurricane Iniki, and I was like 6 at the time. But that was like the last time I heard the sirens go off all day. And so, yeah, I was kind of getting freaky later on at night. But so it wasn't going to hit us until dark. So even more. And I live like a quarter of a mile away from the beach, the harbor.
No elevation? Any elevation or no?
There's a little dip. And then it comes up, but I can still see the ocean from my fucking, from my street. So still, I was a little panicked, but thank God everything was good. So can't complain.
Yeah, I was on the North Shore back in my professional boogie boarding days. I was on the North Shore when they had the big Japanese earthquake that destroyed Japan and the tsunami there. And then remember, Hawaii thought there was a tsunami coming. I think it was 2011. And I was on the North Shore for that. And it was funny because like people were literally waiting on the sand to see what happened.
Yeah, it's the same. People here kind of, there's those guys that don't respect it or don't respect the warning. They'll go. But, I kind of had that attitude too, but my wife was like, let's get to higher ground. I was like, no, we're safe. But we went to a higher ground with everybody else. Just better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, of course. Listen, a lot of people have, I know you think I'm joking, but people have hit me up and said, get Kendall Grove on the show. People want to know what's happening with him. So what's going on? You're on Maui. You got your school going on. Tell us.
Yeah, well, since I dropped out the scene, I just been making kids, and I got 6 kids, and I got my jiu-jitsu school here, MMA school. I got a great kids program. I've been thriving off of that for since 2019 was my grand opening. Gym going good. Been doing tournaments out here. Our gym has been the best gym. Kids gym. We took our Maui tournament the last 4 years in a row. So our kids program is doing really well. I'm actually headed up to Vegas this week for Jiu-Jitsu Con and Master Worlds. I got 2 young kids doing their division, and I got my high school daughter. My daughter, who's a senior, she's doing it. It's her last time at teen. My son Aries, it's the first time he has someone in his weight and his division. And one of my twins, she's doing her division. She's won Jiu-Jitsu Con. She's won Kids Pan before. So she's doing Jiu-Jitsu Con this week. So just getting ready for that, just being a dad, and yeah, that's it.
Kendall, let me ask you a question. Are you
living vicariously through my kids now?
Yeah. Are you teaching your jiu-jitsu class like everyone, or do you have a jiu-jitsu instructor? And the reason I ask before you answer is the jiu-jitsu that we did for MMA and the jiu-jitsu now that we're seeing in tournaments is light years apart.
Yeah. No, I teach all my classes for the last 5 years, with the exception of when I'm sick. Even all my kids' class. I got Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I got my minis. That's 4 to 6, 7, depending on how small the kids are. Then I got my Biggie Smalls class. That's my 7 to 9, 10, 11, depending how small they are too. Then I got my teen titans. They go from that age till teens. And then once my teens get like 2+, they go to my adults. And sometimes they do both classes just to get their technique in. But yeah, I teach all my classes. My wife, I correct myself. I teach all my classes, but I teach them all, but my wife does the minis and the biggies. She's very involved with them. She's a purple belt off of me.
So what I'm trying to ask though is like, is it difficult?
No.
Go ahead.
No. I teach the old Cobra Kai style, layman style, which is my base, and then a lot of Lovato and Brady Fink. I learned a lot from him, and everyone else that I've learned from. But those are the main. Is a lot of pressure pass, and I just been getting into leg locks. One of my students is real good at it, so we come in every morning and we drill for an hour leg locks just to get used to it, and we've been getting way better at attacking it. And but yeah, well, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Evolve or die, right? If you don't, you're not going to be shit in on a competitive aspect in jiu-jitsu. We can do it as a fucking hobby, but if we want to do it competition, we got to learn that shit. If not, you're gonna fucking suck. You're never gonna podium, which is fine. But if you're a competitor like me and you, fuck that. We want a podium. We want to be the best. I want to rub your face in it. But if you're gonna fucking grab my ankles, you know, and I'm not too I'm still old school a little, but we've been adapting. The last 5 years we've been actually doing decent with the leg scenarios. So
it's just crazy though. Like, remember 15 years ago, an MMA fighter could enter a submission tournament and do relatively okay. But nowadays, like, submission grappling has taken off, and the technique is so far above what it used to be. Like an MMA fighter can't hang with a specialized grappler anymore.
No, yeah, Ryan Hall kind of showed that. Look at Ryan Hall. Look at Ryan Hall and BJ. Even at yes, that wasn't the BJ of old. Yes, but that's still BJ. BJ has all that knowledge in his head, and that was still relatively around the time where he was still, you know, kind of sharp. And but look at how just you know, just levels and just levels. You know,
you said something about grabbing a footlock, and it made me remember. I was at some random grappling event here in Orange County. I think I was out all night, maybe slept an hour or two, and was like hanging out watching with to meet somebody. And they were like, "We need somebody to go with Kendall." And I was like,
I didn't go with it.
I didn't sleep, and I really like Kendall, so I guess I'll do it just to play around. And I remember, because you're so tall, I would just sit back for an ankle lock because I trained with Marco Huas and Josh Barnett, so it was normal for me. But your foot was about a foot farther back there, and I couldn't get to it.
Yeah, that's the one thing Lamitage is like, kick that foot forward and clear the legs. So, and I was blessed with fucking redwood tree legs, you know what I mean? So long, Dulcim legs. But so that was my gift on that aspect. But thank God you didn't go for a heel.
Tell me, you know, looking back at when we had our belts, because you had a belt in Total Combat, right?
Yes.
Remember looking back, like, do you think that we, you know, in the 2000s fighting in Tijuana, like, did we kind of live the golden age of MMA where it was like more cool and dangerous and edgy?
Yeah, we did. We fought when it was still taboo. We were the Chinese building the railroad. You know, kind of, you know, like we were laying that foundation to, you know, it wasn't even legal. That's why we were fighting in Tijuana.
You were fighting in a club of the cartel-owned. The cartel-owned that.
Yeah, Yeah, Baby Rock. Our dressing room was in the VIP room.
I remember getting stitched up in there.
Yeah, yeah, so crazy.
It's
Imagine how
cool
much
though.
cocaine. Imagine how much cocaine was in that fucking room that we're
Yeah,
in.
it's cool to say like, yeah,
So
I used
crazy.
to go to Mexico and fight in a cartel
Yeah,
fucking club that was 3 stories tall, like Thunderdome. It was so cool.
yeah,
We're lucky. I
yeah.
really
No,
think.
no, bro. I tell Ulysses, I tell Bolea, I tell all the guys that I used to hang with at the time. I even hit up Erik on his Instagram every once in a while. I was like, bro, thank you, bro. That was the best. That was some of the best times of my life, training for fights and fighting, just scratching and clawing, trying to get a look from the UFC, try to get in and
Yeah,
trying to get that elusive fight at the Mandalay Bay
yeah.
or at the MGM.
Yeah, Eric Del
And
Fierro put on awesome shows. And I also remember
uh,
another time you guys pulled out the Hawaiian flag after one of your wins, and everyone thought it was like the British flag and booed you.
yeah, they're chanting USA, USA, and then Manny was the announcer, and then he was
It's a
like, just to
USA.
let you know, that is Hawaii flag, part of the 50th state. That's part of the United States, guys.
Funny.
They're
What
throwing
about
ice at me.
what about what guys these days? Like, what Hawaiian fighters do you like? Do you watch much UFC anymore? Much MMA, boxing? Does Max get you excited? Does Dan Ige get you excited to watch?
Yeah, yeah, all the fighters. Like I'm friends with Brad Tavares. When he comes to Maui, he trains with me. His wife and his kids is from Maui. So he comes here. His brother comes here. I love watching Max. I always find somewhere to fucking watch the fight when he's fighting. Ige, there's a kid Ty, Popolo Maiole,
His name is
all
Popolo.
these, yeah, Popolo Maiole. That's his handle off of Instagram. Kyola is his name. But he's out of Vegas. But all younger fighters that hopefully they make it. Hopefully they make it to the Contender Series. I watched them. I've watched them in Fury. Kai Kamaka,
Yeah,
he's doing good. He did good. He's back in Tough Enough. Ray Cooper, I used to love watching him. I was a fan of him. I was a fan of his dad's, and then when he started fighting, got to support the Hawaiians, man. We got to stop being We got to stop being crabs in a bucket. We got to start uplifting our guys. Look, after Max, man, there's a wave. Louis Smoka, Russell Dawn, all those guys, like they kind of fell off, but they still made it and they're still doing good.
yeah.
And still paving that way, inspiring the younger youth to make it, and still fly that flag, that MMA flag that Hawaii has, and Max is doing great, man.
Yeah.
Can't
Let me ask you.
complain.
Let me ask you another question, Kendall, because I'm kind of shooting out random fun stuff with you. When you look back and you think about your fighting career, what memory or what fight stands out? Like when you think back to what you did, like what's the most awesome memory you have?
I would say
Like winning tough?
winning tough, just because going on it, I was like an alternate, and then 3 weeks before getting sequestered, they called me and said someone dropped out and you're gonna be the contestant. So I was like, oh shit. So I got on it, and then I seen Caleb Starnes on it and Ed Herman. I knew those two, and I kind of knew Bisbee, but I didn't. But I knew he was tough as fuck. But I knew Caleb was favored to win it, because I think 3 months prior he came and did a seminar with Lehman. I think he came to Vegas, did his medicals, and did all whatnot for the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
And he did a private, and I was the dummy, and I was helping him. And I got to roll with him, and he caught me, but I was like, oh shit, he's pretty fucking good. He was an undefeated fighter at the time out of Canada. So right there, I knew, like, I was training for him. He didn't know it at the time, but I knew he was going to be on the Ultimate Fighter because Lehman was the coach. So he was like, oh, yeah, he's a contestant. I think he's going to be favored to win it. And then Lehman told me Herman was on it. And then I knew of Herman. So I was like, okay, ground guy. So I just fucking, right when I got on the Ultimate Fighter, I was praying to God Tito picked me, because I knew I would learn a lot from his style, and I wanted to get better at takedown defense and work my ground and pound at my top, because I knew my defensive jiu-jitsu was pretty good.
Yeah.
So
that's
just
the best
learning from Dean Lister, Saul Solis, God rest his soul, great coaches, and even Tito, as a coach, bro, the guy was arguably one of the best coaches on the Ultimate Fighter, because his competitiveness and not wanting to lose to Ken and just wanted to make him look like an amateur. And he
did.
Taught us everything, man. He didn't hold back. And I learned so much on that show. I ended up winning the Ultimate Fighter. And and then I'll say a year and a half after that, when we would run into each other in Orange County, me coming to Orange County training, I would say it was the best training of my life, because I had the best of both worlds. I was training in Vegas at Extreme Coutures. I was part of Extreme Coutures when they first opened. I was proud to be a part of that. And then also, that was like the ending. I stopped training with Lehman because Lehman was doing the team takedown thing.
Yeah.
And then I kind of submersed myself with Extreme Couture. And I was flying back and forth from Hawaii at that point. And then I would say that was like the downfall of my career, because I wasn't really training as hard as I should have. I was doing a lot of the traveling thing. I kind of fell into that
trap,
trying to be a celebrity, like here, like, yeah, I'll train here, but I'll party more, Yeah,
we all got sucked into it, didn't we? We had fun though.
Yeah, but I don't regret it. It made me who I am, and I think who I am now, my life, my career made me to become a fucking better coach than I ever was a fighter, because now I can teach I can teach my students all, because I fucked up. I did shit before fights the way I shouldn't have, and I've lost. I disrespected the sport disrespected me back because I didn't take it seriously. 2 weeks before I was supposed to fight, I was doing some dumb shit and I lost. And that's what happens. If you disrespect the sport, it's going to disrespect you. So now I try and funnel that to my students and my son now. My son, he's in college. He went to Montana to play football, but he realized football was a longer path and he didn't want to kill his body doing it. So then and he was behind two local Montana studs. So he was going to play, but special teams, and he knew he didn't want to kill himself. So he was going to transfer back to Maui and do his construction management degree here. And then he met Bubba Traven, this kid. He's on this Uriah Faber Combat U scholarship. Uriah Faber is doing that. So long story short, he ended up transferring to Sac State. Hector, that runs the program, flagged my son. Now my son got a scholarship. Now he's up there training with Uriah, Team Alpha Male, and he's going to start competing at NCAA Jiu-Jitsu.
That's cool. Oh, wait, NCAA Jiu-Jitsu now?
Yeah, so Florida, Georgia, Alabama, USC, they all have jiu-jitsu clubs, and they're all Sac State.
That's really cool.
I forget. Yeah, you go to USA Grappling, and they'll show you all the schools that are involved now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
look
it's
it up.
gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up. So now I'm trying to help out recruiting kids out of Hawaii, and now they get to go have a scholarship, go get a college education, and on top of that, they get to go pursue jiu-jitsu and possibly MMA, because that kid Traven fought last year. He didn't fight another college student. He fought an amateur fight for Camel in California, but he represented Sac State. And
That's cool.
but hopefully in the years to come, the jiu-jitsu programs at these colleges pick up amateur MMA or MMA, and they start having smokers.
That's
So
super cool.
like Sac State, they got Battle at the Hive, and they're having 5 amateur MMA and 5 grappling matches on September 7th, I want to believe, and September 27th. Two of those days. So it's picking up. So I'm excited to see what that has to come in the future.
That's super cool. Well, listen, Kendall, we're out of time. Before we go, tell everyone where to find your school on Maui if they don't already know.
I'm at 401 Hokai Street in Wailuku Industrial, right there in town. You can find me on Instagram, I MMA Academy, or Kendall Grove, or The Spider, DASPYDER, MMA BJJ, and yeah, come check me out if you're on vacation. Do a drop in, come spar, hang out. I'm always on the mats. I'm always training, and yeah. Come see if you can learn something from me.
I'm stoked to see your face, stoked to hear your voice. Thanks for joining us. You guys, everyone, thanks for joining the fight, guys. We'll be back in a couple. What's up?
One more thing. Hey, thank my sponsors, Half Face Blades, Moya. Thank you for always believing in me. Fucking Massive Supplements. Always they've been taking care of me, and I've been retired for like 5 years, but they still take care of me. Nation, all the guys who still real gangsters up in the Bay Area. Combat you're our favorite. All you guys, fuck yeah, thank you guys.
Okay.
And my wife, Erik Apple. I love you, bro.
UFC. All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. For Kendall Grove, I'm Erik Apple. This is The Fight Guys. We'll see you soon.